Hey everyone, I'm Morgan Davis. I'm with Switcher Studio. I'm a live stream producer here. We are at the New York Now 22 winter. Very exciting. We're here kind of showcasing different exhibitors, different brands in this space. We're talking to a lot of people about live selling, live commerce. It's something we're incredibly interested in this year. I think everyone is, like the future of live streaming, live commerce. We're really excited. Catherine, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Catherine. I'm the sales manager with Matr Boomie, and we're very excited to be here with you today.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit about, we've been talking for a little while before this came on, just about different things, a lot of different stuff happening. But do you want to just kind of give us an intro into Matr Boomie and kind of the foundation of the company?
Yeah, absolutely. So Matr Boomie was founded 15 years ago by Manish and Ruchi. They really wanted to create sustainable jobs for artisans across India. We work with predominantly rural communities, minority communities, and female artisans, trying to create industry, where it doesn't exist.
Right.
Yeah, so all of our beautiful pieces are designed in Austin, Texas, and handmade in India.
Yeah, which is incredible. Like it's. We were talking about this before this kind of how important it is to kind of bring some of that industry to some of these places. I've had some personal experiences kind of exploring communities like that in Africa, which is an incredibly profound experience. So I think it's incredible. And can you give us a little, just like, I don't know, brief snapshot of kind of like Matr Boomie's, I don't know, kind of like the ideals behind the design, or kind of like what the basis behind some of those ideas? I know you talked about sustainability, but like those production elements.
Yeah, so kind of our mission, we're based on 3 different pillars. It's going to be sustainability, fair trade, and handmade. So we are slow fashion in a way.
Right.
Everything takes a little time. We use everything from upcycled materials, recycled materials, and there's a lot of thought put into the production of each product that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And we definitely are going to touch on that with some of these products, because I think there's some really kind of unique elements to each of them which I thought were, just really fascinating. So we have a collection here. These are all available at your booth. So let's really quickly just kind of preface where you're at here at New York Now, what booth number you are, where people can find you, and sort of.
Yeah, 100%. So all of our product is available in booth 1328.
Yes.
We have such a range of collection. Everything ranges from like tabletop to jewelry. We're kind of like your one-stop shop for sustainable goods in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got, my colleague Dan has kind of got some video of the booth, but it is definitely worth seeing in person if you're here at the show, to kind of check that out, see all the different options, because this is definitely, this is a good range.
The tip of the iceberg, so to say.
The tip of the iceberg, definitely. And then really quickly, do you want to give us your kind of a website that people can find you and your social handles?
Yeah, 100%. We have an incredible wholesale site. It's going to be wholesale.matrboomie.com, and I am sure no one will be able to spell that.
Well, so we've actually got it. We should have a graphic on screen.
Okay.
Our producer Dan is putting that on, so it should make it easier.
Yeah, so wholesale.matrboomie.com.
Yeah, and there's a whole range there. There's some really cool stories about kind of the mission and those pillars that you kind of spoke about. And then also, I believe at Matr Boomie is the Instagram
that is
and
correct.
Facebook handles as well. So
absolutely,
we can find that. And so, obviously, hopefully you're watching this. This is going out to our page. This is going out to the New York Now page. Also is going out to the Matr Boomie page. So hopefully you're watching this on the Matr Boomie page.
Yes.
Shout out. But if you're not, please follow them. There's a lot of really interesting content on there. There's a lot of cool kind of design and sort of story stuff that I saw from looking over it.
We have a great link to our artisan story, so it will tell you in detail about each art craft, about the different communities that we work with, so a really good resource to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And just follow it just because. I mean, I'll just say that
we make
right
beautiful
now.
things.
Yeah, they make beautiful things. I'll spruik it more directly. Just go there. You have no choice. So let's start it off, with our first product. So I think the first one we had was this. I believe you it's the Chintra sort of stand. Do you want to just talk about that?
Absolutely.
Oh,
you know,
you can grab it. There, you
can grab it. Do a little Vanna White moment here, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, I can hold the spoons for you if you want to show the stand.
Yeah, sure thing. So tabletop is one of our fastest growing categories. With the pandemic, everyone's kind of, home, spending more time in their space. So we've seen a real uptick with this category. What I love about this specific collection is it's really elevated.
Yeah.
It's using traditional art crafts, but it's kind of moving it to like a more modern day, which is what I love about Matr Boomie. It's carved out of mango wood and it's plated in mother of pearl, which just has this like gorgeous iridescent feeling to it.
Yeah, 100%. That was something that I actually, before we even started it, I was like, is that mother of pearl? Like, it was incredibly kind of eye-catching.
Yeah, it draws you in a way.
Yeah. I also like the kind of color balance of it, where you've got you've got this luminescence, like you said, of the mother of pearl, and then the kind of the darkness of the wood. I don't know, I think it's like very much playing into modern style, right? Like where you kind of had that match of the two.
Yeah, the juxtaposition of the two materials, I think it just adds a whole nother element to it. Yeah, it brings you in. And I just love this. Think about it in the center of the table, putting a big salad bowl in there, having the matching utensil set. It's, just very elevated. And
you said this is a collection, so are there kind of other instances of a similar style?
100%. We have a really cool serving tray.
Okay.
That's something perfect for, putting on the side of your couch if you want to put your little coffee cup there.
Right.
It also has a little salt box that goes with it, too.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Well, salt or any spice,
yes.
presumably.
Yeah. We won't be biased.
No bias. And that's available at MatrBoomie.com, wholesale.matrboomie.com. And so let's go on to the next one. So I believe that the next one was this kind of radial picture frame?
Yeah, I absolutely love our picture frame collection. The 4x6 size is our most popular selling size, but we do offer frames ranging all the way up to 8x10.
See, I'll cover myself since, you've got more of the sauce than I do. No one needs to see me.
So thank you for your Vanna White hand again. All of our frames are made out of hand-carved bone, and the bone is sustainably sourced, so only naturally deceased animals. So we have a very rigorous process to find all of our materials.
Yeah, I think that's like a very unique, because that was even something I was wondering as I was looking at it. I was like, what material is that? But and I think it is reassuring, in this kind of world that we're living in, that diligence is being paid to. Obviously, there's the raw materials in terms of your woods and your actual construction materials, but then also something like that, like an augmentation with the bone, I think is something really unique as well. So I love that.
Yeah, and something I really love about this frame is the brass detailing. It has this hammered brass interior, and the bone is just kind of, again, radiating from the inside. So the radial frame. And
so so presumably this is a radial frame. There are also other frames kind of in a similar vein?
We have so many gorgeous frames. This collection really works in on those neutral tones with the brass added. There's maybe 6 different styles and several different sizes throughout this specific collection. We really do very well with the neutral colors, but we also have tones like gray, blue, some rainbow in there. So definitely check out our wholesale site to see that.
Yeah, definitely check that out. And do you have any more of these frames available at your booth?
Yes, we do.
1328 is that booth number again. So, and then we have, now this is a game I was obsessed with as a kid, but we have the 4 in a row.
Yes, so 4 in a row has had a huge resurgence. It's great for kids, or it's become a really popular bar game.
Yeah.
This is an elevated version of it. It has the 2-tone wood, so it's going to be rosewood and mango wood. And it comes beautifully packaged too. So if it's out in your store, no one's going to be messing around with it too much.
Yeah, I like that. It is, as you say, it's kind of muted. It's not like that, kind of garish, super blue, super red of the disc one. Please don't get me Hasbro. I don't want to be taken down, but no, I think it is really, really cool. And I think I've always been a fan of those idea of what this almost is, kind of like a pocket iteration as well, or
a travel size game.
Yes, we were talking about how much we both love traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid, I had a a little chess set for my grandfather, which was like a wooden one. So this reminds me of that, which I think is very cool.
Yeah, and that's what we'd like to think of it as, like an heirloom quality piece.
Right.
Our games are our most popular selling category.
Oh, really?
We have everything from, simple things like tic-tac-toe to gorgeous chessboards to like brass plated card sets. So really, really nice collection.
A lot of iterations.
Yeah. And it's so hard to find gifts for men.
Yes.
This is a great gift for men, as well as all of our game collection.
Yeah, I mean, I think so as well. I think it's, like you said, it's something to display as well. It's like a gift that can also be like,
yeah,
it's also going to augment the interior design a bit as well. You know what I mean? It looks good enough that you can kind of have it out in the house.
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of frightening now how many games I have out in my house because they're just so beautiful and I can never decide which one. I have on like my table centerpiece, I have a 3-in-1 game, and it's just really gorgeous. Like everyone comes in and is just immediately drawn to it.
Right.
Outside on the patio, we have new cornhole games that we added.
Right.
So I have our little mini wooden cornhole games. We used upcycled sari pouches to kind of play across the patio. So they're a lot of fun and they're just beautiful.
I love the inventiveness of all of that, of those elements. Like bringing in traditional sort of Indian cultural elements as well is like, I don't know, it's a really cool touch.
100%. We try to use the materials that are available to us, like, a lot of scrap materials, and repurpose them.
Yeah. Well, that's a great segue for this next one, because this was, I think, one of the cooler upcycling ones. I don't know how much rattling this will do, Dan. I'll move the chime.
Thank you for your display of it. Yeah,
I
can take it too.
Here, let me take it back. I just needed to switch hands.
Yeah,
so
there
that you
we
can
go.
Kind of model it.
So all of our chimes are hand-tuned. They'll each have a very unique, beautiful sound to it.
Yeah.
I love this one. I mean, we have a really wide collection. This is more of like a rustic era element bell, so it's simple, it's pared down, it's so beautiful, like outside on a patio, in a garden, hanging from a tree. A lot of times people will pair it with like another style.
Right.
We'll use, things like jute string, like traditional beading on our chimes to kind of bring the traditional Indian design to our collection. On the other end of the spectrum, we also do very modern designs. So we sell a lot of motifs, everything from the hamsa to a moon, and we use a lot of upcycled sari as well.
Yeah, very cool. And tell us a little bit about these bells. So this is something that I thought was very cool.
Yeah, so they're crafted out of all upcycled oil drums, scrap metal, and just repurposing as much as we can. Yeah,
and I think definitely it's something. It is kind of ingenuity in place, and I think as well important in this, like you're saying, it's that idea of kind of utilizing what we got, turning it like slow fashion, like you said.
Yes.
It's like these things are already there. Like, how can we kind of creatively utilize them? I think is that was one that like really impressed me. We were talking about it.
Yeah, and 100%. And it's such a nice little home accent, and it is an incredible price. I will say this bell here specifically.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
And so definitely
makes a good gift.
Yeah, and I think there are a whole range of these at the booth. Obviously, like I saw, we
have a whole wall of bells and chimes. Yeah.
So I'm a sucker for those sorts of things. Like I love just different chimes and stuff as well. But definitely something to check out. Obviously, check it out at the website as well, wholesale.matrboomie.com. And now we've got one last here, which I made a critical error calling it a tiara, apparently. Maybe I'm just too fancy.
So this is Morgan's tiara. Here we go. It's a headband with a moon phase mother of pearl. So anything in our line with moon phases sells out like crazy. It's just a really popular motif. You'll find it in a lot of our tabletop, in our accessories, our earrings and jewelry. I love this one. I have some metal allergies, but this is lead and nickel free. So it's for those who have sensitivity. It's totally cool to wear. The mother of pearl actually is meant to bring prosperity. Oh, wow. So I think we could all use a little prosperity in the new year, right? So
why?
Yeah.
Why? Has there been something happening? Or?
Yeah, and I just absolutely love this piece. It's easy to wear. It's just a nice accent. we have been expanding our hair accessory line. We kind of have like this really funky thing going on right now in trends where like the 90s are having a resurgence.
Right.
So, you know, we're seeing a lot of hair accessories kind of going out like crazy. Everything from like little clips like they used to wear
Right.
to like, I don't know, hairpins.
Yeah, it is distressing to realize that all the stuff I used to make fun of my sister for when we were growing up
It's back.
is cool again. Like, well, actually not cool again. They're just like cool generally.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, that's kind of the range we had, but obviously like a lot of just kind of different creativity and ingenuity kind of happening here. What would you say is kind of like, you know, where does a lot of the inspiration of some of this stuff come from in terms of like, you know, the different designers and the artisan groups? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's a lot of creativity happening, which I
we
really
actually
like.
have an incredible in-house design team that partners with artisan groups all across India. So our goal is to bring like modern design using the traditional Indian art craft. So we find so many talented people that know how to do metalwork, that, you know, do these really intricate hand-carved pieces. And we try to make it, you know, more accessible for the U.S. market as
Right.
well. So pairing the classic and the modern together.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's always good to remember that each piece gives back. So,
Yeah.
you know, beauty and cause.
Well, I mean, that was one of the things as well that we kind of touched on in our conversation, which I think is so cool, is, you know, kind of about this event here, is that you're able to see, you know, brands like Matr Boomie that have like, that are so cause based, that
Yeah.
is like, not necessarily a small business because there's a big imprint, but, you know, is not a gigantic corporate chain or something like that. You know, there's this element of, you know, individualism still and flexibility and creativity that comes from being kind of agilely minded, I guess.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things about New York now is that there is such a strong Fair Trade Federation community here. There are so many amazing brands that have such great missions. So whether it's visiting us or other fair trade brands here, it's definitely worth the while walking through.
Well, I'll say it more definitively, like, you have to visit
Yes.
Matr Boomie. That's an
Booth
order.
1328.
You can say it maybe if you visit us, but no, the fair trade section, there are a lot of really great sections here. There are a lot of really great things, but the fair trade one in particular, I think, has a lot of incredibly unique items that, you know, are going to give back in a very, you know, in a wonderful
Impactful
cause.
way,
Yeah, impactful.
yeah.
That's a great word for it. So, you know, I think we'll end it there. We want to thank you, Catherine, so much
Thank
for being
you so
here.
much. Yeah.
We want to thank New York Now 22 Winter for having us here. We want to thank you know, them as our partners for letting us talk to exhibitors like Matr Boomie. Do you have kind of any sign-off words? We'll hear the website one more time. I know I've been hitting it. And
no,
then just
thank
the
you
social
so
handles.
much. Yeah, so we're wholesale.matrboomie.com, and you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Matr Boomie. Absolutely, and thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you. It's actually a pleasure to speak with you outside of this interview. So yeah,
I
thank you for
appreciate
having
that.
us.
Don't get that very often. I'm quite obnoxious.
No way.
But thank you guys. We'll catch you for the next one. Thank you so much.
Cheers.